Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. Hi, everyone.
Yay!
Hello. And before I forget, don't forget, if you love our chat and you like to watch us all the time, why don't you hit that thumbs up right there? Hit the notification bell button below and also subscribe to our channel. We would love for you to follow us. All
Yes.
right, let's start this off by the teas that we're drinking. And today I have something different. I'm drinking this one I got recently at a Korean store, and it's called roasted buckwheat tea. Can you see that?
Yes.
So they're little buckwheat seeds, because buckwheat is actually a grain-like seed from a plant. It's not wheat,
Wow.
as a lot of people think it is. So it's gluten-free and it has a ton of health benefits. And it
Wow.
can actually help you with, it doesn't spike your blood sugar, and a lot of preventative benefits like heart health and prevention against heart disease, all kinds of, you can look it up, but there's a lot of health benefits on this. And it's
Wow.
one that I put into a, I'm going to show you, I put it into a, it's like loose leaf tea, so you have to put it into something, but I've
Right.
had it steeping, but it's, I haven't tried it, but it smells amazing. So I'm going to drink that and just do a little cheers to you. See, I
Cheers,
have
my
it in
friend.
my tea,
Oh,
in
look at your little ball.
my little
Cheers.
bowl, so it doesn't, so all the
Yes.
buckwheat seeds are not floating around. But cheers! And I'm going to try this.
Cheers.
And when I'm drinking
Yes.
mine, Gloria,
Yes.
cheers, Gloria is going to tell you what she's drinking today.
I am drinking one of my good old standbys. I love Good Earth teas. I have always, since I found Good Earth teas, love them. The one today is a chai tea. I don't know about you, but I love the smell of chai. Like if I walk into a Starbucks or a Pete or a Philzies and that smell, I feel like I'm at home. My tea is black tea. It is cardamom, pepper, cinnamon, and a few other spices. I love this tea. So I'm going to hook it up and let it steep a little bit while we get our party started today.
Yes, and I think you've had that one before, because I
Yes,
remember it, the chai tea. I love chai tea as well myself.
yes, I love it. So how are you and your family doing this week?
We're doing amazing, amazing as can be. And I'm just grateful that I could wake up this morning and be blessed by this amazing day. Even though we're shelter at home, I refuse to be negative. I'm always positive, staying hopeful. And I know that we're in good hands in California with our governor. So
Yes.
Gavin Newsom is doing a great job. I'm happy to be alive and healthy and to be able to start a new day. So no complaints, Gloria. How about you?
Excellent. I am also very, very grateful. Each day is a new opportunity to wake up towards the new norm. It is an opportunity to live and to walk in grace, because so many of the people around us haven't gotten the memo. And I have kind of gotten to be the little solid person of the family and the neighborhood. If Miss Gloria is happy, everybody's happy. So I always try and lead the day with smiles and let everyone know to always keep love foremost and present in their heart. I'm so grateful my husband is doing well because of his special conditions. He's just doing really well. So I'm grateful for that.
Great. Well, that's very good to hear.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you so much. Thanks. I love it when I hear that you're doing well, your husband's doing well, and
Yes.
we're both here being trying to be positive. That's all we need, right? Positivity.
Excellent.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, as always, we're going to kick it off with Ellen.
Ellen.
And,
Hi,
she's
Ellen. If you're
continuing.
watching, hi, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen. Hi. We miss you. She's continuing to do great things. And you were telling me about Andy's doing workout videos. Are
Wow,
he
that
doing
was
them
a
in your
surprise to
backyard?
me. That was a surprise to me, as well as probably a surprise to you when I told you. She just did a
Yes.
little segment and it showed, I don't know when the video was, but he's doing workout videos. And there's like, It's so funny
That's
because
a
there's a
trip.
lady, it is, and there's a lady doing some voiceover during the workouts. So I'm going to have to find the videos or find that particular segment, and I'm going to post it below if I can find it. So you'll see it there. But Andy is hilarious. I love him. Thank you, Andy, for being around and
Oh,
being funny. And Ellen, you need to, really treat him well. You have him outside.
yes. Yes. She turned the sprinklers on him one day, and I thought, oh my God, Ellen. She gave him a half of a umbrella,
Oh,
because it was supposed to be half cloudy. I
yeah.
mean, he must truly, truly love her because, she continues to torture him. And Twitch is dancing at home with his wife and his kids. And it's really been fun watching Twitch and Allison, because Twitch will be talking to Ellen, and all of a sudden he gets this look on his face. And Ellen's like, what's the matter? And he's like, I don't hear my child. So when it's quiet, they know he's up to something.
I love Twitch. I watch Twitch and his wife Allison on Instagram. They do a lot of
Yes.
dance sequences and routines on that. So they're pretty cool. You're enjoying your tea there?
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. And Ellen is also, like you shared, she's still gifting people.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes. So she is actually partnered up with Venmo. I know a lot of people have heard of Venmo. It's similar to PayPal, but it's Venmo. And what Venmo are doing is they're picking people at random and they're giving them money and putting it in and depositing it, if I can speak properly, into their Venmo accounts. So Ellen has decided to partner up with Venmo and she is giving away money as well. And she's giving about $250
Right.
to about 100 people. So that's her little great kindness and deed to partner up with Venmo. So we love that a lot. And she actually had names of people scrolling. And she said, look for your name. And if you're there, you're one of the people that have been kindly gifted the money that you so desperately need. And this is what I'm doing. And she actually said, if you want to nominate someone, then you can go ahead and do that. And she will try and give them money. But I'm not really sure how we would go about doing that because she didn't explain it. But I'm sure you could just,
Right.
I guess, through her Instagram post or whatever, or YouTube videos, you could just hashtag someone or nominate someone. I'm assuming that way, or I'm sure there's a way if you can find it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so thank you,
And
Ellen, for doing
yes,
that, partnering up with Venmo, and thank you, Venmo, for doing that, because that's really appreciated. Any dollar amount is appreciated in this time.
absolutely. Anything anyone can do to help is great. And this kind of ties into the All In Challenge, which we heard about from the Ellen Show. And each day they're adding new opportunities for the sweepstake, which is where you can purchase opportunities to win. Some of them start at $10. Ellen's actually starts at $25. And then there's another side where there are auctions, and those auctions are like 5,000, 100,000, etc. So every day they add more. And Rosetta and I were checking out. Most of the ones that are on there, they're like inclusive, and then there are some that are like not inclusive at all. It's like you get there the best way you can, and once you get there, we're gonna party. Okay,
But
so
you
if
got
you
to
live
make
in
your own way
California,
there.
yeah, so you're like, okay, I live in California, but I have to get myself to New York. Once I get there, everything's going to be okay. So Kevin Hart has one that we thought we'd talk a little bit about. It's to be in his next movie. It includes a round trip first class ticket. He is about one of the first that we've seen. I think him and
Ariana Grande.
yes, they are the two that we've seen that did first class. Most everyone else is coach. So Kevin's doing that. You're going to hang out with him all day. You're going to have a part in the movie. You'll be behind the scenes. It just sounds like it would be so much fun.
And Kevin Hart would be, he's hilarious. So
Oh,
it would be a
he is a
funny
hoot.
day with Kevin Hart. So if you're interested, that's pretty good because he starts at $10. I just really
Right.
want to quickly say that even though Ellen is weird, because when she did her announcement on YouTube and Instagram, she said it's $25 with a minimum of 25. But when you go to the All In Challenge, you can donate $10. So I'm not really sure if it's 10 or 25, but I'm going by 25 is what Ellen said.
Right. So that's what we did. And we know we've won, but that's okay.
We've already won, everyone, so you
Yeah.
don't have to try for it. I mean,
Yeah.
donate. I mean, that's a
Yes,
great cause we're
absolutely.
donating to. But we've
Yes.
already, me and Gloria are going the next chance when they open up her show again.
Yes. And then there is the Kardashian sisters. It's an opportunity to come down and have lunch with them or fly in and have lunch with them. And they're taking care of the travel arrangements. And then Kristi Yamaguchi, who we all love, it's an opportunity because, you know, she is a Olympic medalist. She has won numerous awards. So, Rosetta, you were going to tell us a little bit about some of the things that are included?
Yeah, so Kristi Yamaguchi, she is an amazing figure skater and she's Bay Area local. I think she's from Fremont, if I'm correct. Yes, I think it's Fremont, and she is going to have a day where you can actually go and see her. It's in San Jose. So if anybody's in San Jose, you can just drive there, and she's going to include hotel accommodation, and you'll be
Nice.
able to have lunch. I think it's breakfast or lunch with her. I don't remember all the exact
Right.
details, but you'll have a day with her and her husband, and you'll get to go. You'll get 2 VIP tickets to the next figure skating show. I'm assuming it's a SAP, whatever show they're doing, the
Right.
VIPs Champions figure skating show. And also you'll be able to have they're actually giving away, also included in that package, which is nice, is the women's finals championship, which is
Yes.
in January sometime. I forget the date, but you'll have a box to yourself, and Kristi Yamaguchi will be there also joining you in that box. So you have
Nice.
a full day. So if you love figure skating, ice skating, and you love Kristi Yamaguchi, because I remember back in the days I used to go to her, you know, when they did the All Stars, they would come to the Bay Area SAP. I would go to them live, and I
Right.
would love it. Her, George Hamilton, and some other famous stars. But if you're interested, then go to Kristi Yamaguchi and you can bid.
Big.
Yes,
Yes.
it's $10. Starts at $10.
Yes. I love it. The one thing we want to make sure you're all aware is the all in, as it changes daily. So make sure if there's someone you really want to vote and to bid on, make sure you do it based on the end date, because all of the end dates are different. So keep an eye on very bottom, after they explain the details of what's included, they say this event closes.
Yes, and there's
Look
an
at that date.
expiration date because Ellen is May the
Absolutely.
4th or the 6th.
I think she's May. Yeah, I know it's like May. I don't know. I think they updated it. Last time I looked, it was either May 8th or May 11th. So
Oh, okay, all right.
I,
But anyway, so
I think
that's
because they're
just
trying to get more money, they're trying to stretch it a little bit.
right, right. But even if you don't want to get any of those nice prizes, you can just donate to some
Yes,
fabulous causes. Yes.
yes. So one of the things that Rosetta and I've been talking about is, you know, life after the pandemic. What comes next? And you know, she and I, we've been doing a little bit about healthiness. We've been talking a little bit about makeup. And one of the things we wanted to do today is kind of roll that together and talk about our new norm. What do you see as the new norm? We would love for you to comment below and let us know what you're thinking after we come out of this.
Yes, and my big thing is I believe that it will be a better norm, I think, better than how it was before we went into this. I'm hoping that even though we will have a lot of restrictions still, and I believe that we'll be walking around with masks and gloves and going to establishments like our governor said, you know, they'll be checking our temperature in different establishments. I think there'll be a better new norm, which is what I'm hoping for. And people, if you know, if you feel that this time is, you know, you're really kind of a lot of people, they're having different experiences within this pandemic. Some people are really, I'm trying to stay positive, and there are some people that have just really just not cared. A lot, I see it throughout, watching TV. A lot of people have just, they're just letting themselves loose and not taking care of themselves. And you see people, they're just eating all sorts of junk food and crap and just staying in their pajamas 24/7. And me and Gloria were talking about this. And I said, well, when we come out of this, whatever the better new norm is, I want to come out stronger, better than ever, and having taken care of myself. And Gloria can give her, her little ideas and what she thinks of the new norm and what we were talking about. Go ahead, Gloria.
Yes, and for me, like Rosetta was just saying, I'm on more Skype and Zoom calls. See, that's the new thing, Zype,
Right.
because it's like Skype and Zoom combined than I've ever been on. And I look at some of the people and I think, did you look at the mirror before you sat down to do the call? It's not about, wearing full makeup or anything like that. It's about washing your face. If you don't want to comb your hair, just pull it back, put it in a ponytail. If you're a guy, put some water on it, just rush it back through your hair. Try and not get into that. I'm going to take off my morning pajamas to put on my nighttime pajamas. And then the next day I'm going to do the same. And, I don't know how many days it's been. Maybe I'll take a shower. Maybe I won't take a shower. And I'm like, don't do that. You are setting yourself up for depression. Depression is something that just kind of hangs and then it hits. It's not something where I know it's coming. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. It's here. It just happens. So try and do some little things. I always try and put on a little makeup every day. My husband laughs because he's like, nobody's going to see your face. And it's like, I see my face and I want to always be upbeat and positive. And I want to be in a position that it doesn't happen now. But if someone was to ring the doorbell, I don't have to go, oh my God. I think it's really been interesting. Today on Good Morning America, they talked about people who are only dressing from the top up. And they're forgetting. And the camera pulls back and I can't think of his full name now, but he was Superman. His son is on Good Morning America, and he was sitting in a white shirt and a beautiful blue blazer, and the camera pans down, and he has on white shorts. And he was just like, I got busted. And a lot of people. So Robin Roberts, she was dressed very beautiful from the top. She goes, I have on black pants. And then she went to kick her foot up to show people she had on, either, I think they looked like tennis shoes, but maybe they weren't. They could have just been house shoes. And she does that and she goes, oh my God, don't do that. Oh, groin pull. So move, get up, move. If you're in a place where you have a window, open your window, get some fresh air. So like Rosetta said, let's go to the next side. Let's come out of this better, more healthier, feeling better about ourselves, and surround yourself and your life and your words. Your words are power, with love and kindness and gratitude. And it will be a better new norm.
Yes, it will be a better new norm. And as Gloria said, if you start that habit of staying in your pajamas, getting depressed, eating all this junk food, it's going to be a lifestyle for you. So people, I really strongly believe that taking care of yourself is a necessity, not a luxury. So thanks, Gloria, for mentioning all that and going through that. That's great. We all need the reminder once in a while.
Yes. So how about a good joke?
Oh, a good joke. Let me look for them now. Yeah, I love it when it's joke time. All right.
Yes.
Okay, let me see. What do you call an alligator that has a vest on it?
An alligator with a vest. Macho.
So, what do you call an alligator with a vest on it? An investigator.
Ah!
I thought that was kind of funny.
I love it. I love her funnies. We also wanted to make sure that every day we learn something new about the world of COVID. And we just wanted to give you all a little suggestion, keep your eyes on your pets. If you have an indoor pet, it's much easier to determine their path, where they've been, what they've done. If you have an indoor-outdoor pet, it's more difficult, especially like a cat, because they disappear and they come home. So we have started hearing that there are some pets that are testing positive and they're making their transition, they're passing. And, most people feel about their pets like they're their babies. I have been going through complete withdrawal. My sister has, you see her on my Instagram, little Daisy, the little white dog. And it's my sister's dog, but Daisy thinks she's my dog. And I only get to see her on video once a week when we FaceTime. And she licks the screen. I miss her so much. So please take care of your babies and just keep an eye on them.
Right, sure. Thank you. That's really important because we did not know that our pets could get the COVID, but for some reason they're coming up with more and more cases of pets getting them. So keep them safe. They're our family and we love them dearly.
Absolutely. So Rosetta and I have been looking at a little bit more information about COVID-19. There are states that are actually reopening. So you want to talk about those, Rosetta?
Yeah, I will. So on Friday, there are some states that opened. Texas opened, and they are actually, I was shocked to hear that they're opening following establishments again. And this is like something that I cannot fathom. They're doing libraries, they're doing movie theaters, retail, malls. What else are they opening? Restaurants. So I can't understand. How are you going to open up a mall? That doesn't make sense. And
Yeah.
have social distancing. They said that for the establishments that are going to open, they're going to make sure that it's at 25% capacity. But I don't understand how they do that.
How can you measure that?
Yeah, how can you measure that? And retail, like me and Gloria were discussing, sometimes you go to a store and you're browsing for about half an hour, 45 minutes. What does that mean? That you can only have one or two customers that day or that hour or whatever? How is that going to work? It doesn't make sense. So restaurants, yeah, I don't know. I'm still a bit unsure about that. Just not sure. Retail store, definitely not. And movie theaters, for sure not. I would not be visiting.
Yes.
So that's Texas. Ohio. What's that?
I was saying, it's just scary, even like thinking about going to a bowling alley.
Oh, yes. Oh, no, I wouldn't even want to touch anything in a bowling alley, from the shoes to the bowling balls. That doesn't make sense. It's crazy. It's crazy. But that's Texas.
Yes.
And then Ohio, they're opening up again, but they're not they're not opening, as the word I want to say is radical. Is it radical, the word? Extreme, to the extreme.
I think what you're trying to say is they're not just opening up everything full board. They are actually restricting. They're lifting, however, they're restricting some of it.
Yes, that's what it is. And they're opening up non-elective medical procedures, dental offices, and veterinarians. So that's not as extreme as what Texas is doing. Then some other states are extending their, shelter at home orders, and that's New Jersey, New York, and we live in Northern California, and I live in the county of Santa Clara. Gloria lives in, which county do you live in, Gloria?
Alameda.
Alameda. So has your county been extended? My county has been extended.
Yes, we are to shelter at home until the end of May right now.
Okay, so that's the same as us. So 6 counties in the Bay Area have also extended, and both of us are one of the counties until the end of May.
Yeah. And also California, Washington State, Oregon, Nevada, and Colorado are all taking a close look at this. And what I love is the governors of each of these states are working together, sharing information and collaborating. So when we open up, because the thing that people need to understand in Texas and Ohio and Georgia, when you open up and you set your people free, Are they going to stay in that general area, or are they going to feel comfortable to move around? That concerns me. If you're going to be crazy, then stay crazy with crazy. Don't come over to California. And yesterday, there was a scene that just blew my mind. JetBlue had a plane that was full to capacity.
Wow.
I don't even know where it was going. I don't even know where it left and where it landed. I was just, you know how you see something and you're like, that's impossible. And
Yes,
everybody
yes,
has masks, but it's still dangerous.
I heard about that, and I was like, what on the world are they thinking? A full plane.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where they're going. It's just the thought about being connected with those people in such close proximity is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And then the CEO / president of Purdue University says that their campus will be reopening in the fall. They have some online courses. However, they are going to, he didn't say how he's going to do this. They're going to practice, physical distancing, yet they're going to open the school back up. And I mean, it seemed like they had, it just blew my mind. It sounded like they said, like, we have 30,000. I'm like, 30,000 students going back to school?
How do you do that? Because you have like people congregate in the library, in the cafeterias. How is that possible to do the social distancing
Yeah,
right? Yeah, and
it's not.
Harvard.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's not. And they're just lying.
yes, I know. And Harvard is another one who said they're going to open back up, but they said that the majority of the learning will be done online. So I'm thinking, why are they opening up? The majority of the classes will be online. Just be online. Don't need to
Yeah.
open up.
I think some of these places are opening up because as a small business owner, I was hoping to qualify for one of the small business loans. And each day we find out companies that got the loans, I'm thinking, 10 to, like really small, like $20,000. Oh my God, that would just save my life. Whereas the loans we've been hearing about are like, 10 million and 25 million. And some of them are starting to feel bad and giving the money back. And they should feel bad. They never should have filled out the loans. So one of the stipulations of the loans is that you have to have, your employees have to be on board and working. And then you have to keep them after this pandemic is over to be able to keep the money without having to pay it back. So I think some of the people got the loan so they can bring people back so that they can keep business going. It's just, I understand 25 million would be great. How come you couldn't just give them 5 million? Why $25 million? That's a lot of money.
And I'm wondering, like, how do they measure that? How do they measure when we go back to the new norm, the better norm? How do they measure that these businesses are keeping these employees on? We don't know, right?
Yeah, no, we don't. So that has been very interesting. And Rosetta gave me some good news about the number of Americans that are recovering.
Yep, I did. And I'm happy about this. 111,000 Americans have recovered from the corona. Yay! And it makes
Yeah.
me happy because all they ever talk about is the number of cases and the number of deaths and everything. So that's really great news. And
Yeah.
also, New Orleans went 24 hours without a single death, which is
Yes.
great.
Thank
Which is
God.
great because they were spiking there for a minute after Mardi Gras.
Yes. Yes. Which I think if they had known what they know now back then, they would have canceled it.
Right, right.
Yes.
But nobody knew then because everyone was in the midst of the celebrations. And
Yes.
we probably, people that didn't even go to Mardi Gras, we didn't know to the extent of how bad it was.
Very true. How about another joke?
Another joke.
Let's
Here we
lighten
go.
it up a
All
little bit. We've been
right.
talking about COVID enough. Let's put some joy into our subscribers' lives and our
Yes, we
viewers.
shall. Okay. Why can't a bicycle stand on its own?
It doesn't have enough wheels.
The answer is, it says, why can't a bicycle stand on its own? It's too tired. You get it? Tires, tired.
Tired, you're a mess. So one of the things I wanted to share that is really bugging me, so I'm going to put on my gloves, is we keep being told that the virus spreads between our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. And when you go out, that you should have gloves, like I'm applying right now, putting my gloves on, and you should make sure you wear a mask or some form of facial covering. Now, as of last Friday, and I keep my mask in a bag like they do in the hospital, has my name on it so that my husband doesn't grab the wrong one. There. So what they said is it's now a legal requirement that you wear a mask. So I have one of these little masks. I always handle it with my gloves, and if I even, like when I come home, I wash my hands, make sure they're clean, I take it off, I put it back in my bag. So when you put the mask on, make sure you get it snug. Press the little wire here. Make sure you cover your nose. That is most important, because if you see people out and about and their nose is exposed, if they walk into a fog where someone just coughed or sneezed, those little droplets are going to hang out there and they're going to drop right down into their nose. If you happen to have a pair of clear glasses, or like when I'm out, I sometimes wear sunglasses to protect my eyes, that is something for you to do. Always make sure that you protect your mask by keeping it as sanitized as possible. So they were saying that a lady back east was driving with her N95 mask and she passed out. My mom always shares that if she has the mask and her glasses fog up and she can't see. And they talked about that. And they're like, well, we understand, but you make sure you keep this part, even if you have to like take a breath and let it out, you can do that. But for me, I believe in just keeping it secure. So,
And I'm not sure why people are wearing their masks in their car. What are they protecting themselves against?
I put mine on before I leave my house. So the reason I have it on is because I don't want to touch it.
Oh, okay, yes. So I do mine when I get to the destination. I put it on with the gloves and the mask and everything before I get out of the car.
The other thing is a scarf. Girls gotta love a scarf. If you put your scarf like this, you can wrap your scarf around your head several times, and you can make it tight enough that it'll stay in place.
And make sure if you're wearing a scarf, you do cover your nose, right? Because a lot of people are wearing them and they're dropping down.
Yeah, and the thing, okay, the reason that you're wearing these masks is to protect yourself and to protect others. So if you have to sneeze, just sneeze into the mask. Do not take the mask down and sneeze, because now you've let the droplets out. It's defeating the whole purpose. So before I leave the house, I put on my gloves, I put on my mask. I always take a scarf just in case. You notice I don't have on earrings because they said that it can attach/adhere to metals. So I don't do that. If I have my wedding ring on, I have my gloves on, so I feel protected. I don't have to worry about that. So my scarf, when I come home, I come in through the garage and I do a strip tease so that I can wash everything. Some days I'm blessed that there's nobody around. And then there are other days I'm in an aisle and I look up and I'm like, oh, dear Jesus, there must be 5 people. What is going on? And nobody's socially distancing. Like Rosetta said, just think to yourself, you know what 6 feet is. Take 6 rulers. Imagine, come up with something imaginary so that you can say, if I'm here, no one should be closer to me than this point. And what I do is if someone invades my 6 feet of space, I go the other way. So you protect yourself. We just wanted to share with you how to wear a mask. When I get home, I usually have grooves here from the mask being tight. That is another success point. You want to make sure that the droplets will not get under the mask.
Yes, and I'm going to tell everyone the reason why they did an experiment with people coughing or sneezing and how far it goes. And it goes about average 7 feet. So even some of them went as far as 9 feet. So even 6 feet is not, enough, but 6 feet is the average. That's why we need people to wear the mask because of that,
Yes.
and to do that social distancing. So after that experiment, I was like to my husband, wow, 6 feet is not even far enough. So
Yes.
these droplets do go further than 6 feet, but everyone do your part in the social distancing.
Yes. So as always, Rosetta and I would like to thank you very much for the time to view our videos. We know that life is just very saturated and overwhelming. The one thing, just before we close, I want to make a quick little thing. There was a program put on by CNN called The Color of COVID with Don Lemon and Van Jones. And it talked about the death of brown and Black people. And they talked about the high percentage rates. And we want you all to hear when we say these high percentage rates. In New York, the population is 20% Black. However, 30% of the people dying are Black. In Philadelphia, 40% of the population is Black. However, 65% of the people are dying. In Washington, D.C., 46% of the population is Black. 81% of the people are dying. And in Mississippi, 37% of the population is Black and 63% is dying. I don't know if that's due to poor health plans and insurance. I don't know if it's because people believe the lies in the beginning that said Black people can't get it. I don't know what the cause is. Rosetta and I just want to make sure you're all aware. You have to shelter at home. You have to take care of yourself. And if you are sick or you feel under the weather, you have to go and get tested, because people who don't have symptoms can't get tested. So if you have symptoms, please, please go get tested.
Yes, very well put, Gloria. Thank you for telling everyone about that, because that's just how it's going to be. It's the way of life now. So
Yeah.
please take care of yourself.
And our last good little funny before we get ready to wrap up, Wendy Williams is doing her show at home. How you doing?
How you doing?
And Rosetta, why don't you share what you think of her new home show?
I think it's hilarious. I like Wendy Williams. I mean, we've been watching her for a long time now, and when
Yes.
all this pandemic happened, she switched over, like a lot of the talk show hosts, to her house. I was
Yes.
shocked. It was hilarious just to see her. People, if you have not seen Wendy Williams, even if you don't like her or whatever, just go and check out her show. It's hilarious. She's in
Yes.
her penthouse apartment, and she has this massive statue behind of Betty Boop. And I don't know the whole
Yes.
story behind this, but Gloria told me that she got this somewhere, and
Right.
she repainted the Betty Boop face
Yeah, to make her
brown.
brown.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's carrying what is she carrying? A Gucci handbag or
A
something?
Gucci handbag. Yeah, she had to accessorize her.
Everything is larger than life, and she's sitting on the table. I think it's a dining room table, and
Yes.
she's munching away on food. So every time you see her, she's got something in front of her that she's eating, and she's got this big old Betty Boop behind her, and you can see her kitchen. It's hilarious. I mean, I love Wendy. She just keeps it real. She's how she is, and
Yes.
she's herself. She doesn't care what people think. Some people have said that they don't like to watch her because she's eating and smacking her mouth at it.
Who
I'm
cares?
like, hey, be yourself, be loud and proud. If you don't want to
Yes.
see that, don't see that. But I say that, she's an individual. Everybody's an individual, have their own ways, and she's keeping it real. And it's funny, hilarious.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. And one of the she had done, like, her hot topics, and she was talking about the guy. I can't think of his name. He has a beautiful English accent.
John Oliver.
Yes, John Oliver. And she was talking about, something that he had done. And then he in turn talked about her. And he said that she's loud and proud. He goes, I wasn't really a fan of hers. And he goes, but look at this. And he did like a little clip, and he goes, all that stuff in her apartment, yet all you focus on is Wendy. He goes, I love her. And then she decided to gift him a present. And the present was of her with a pork chop bone or a lamb chop.
The painting
It's a
of her.
piece of meat. Yeah, and it's like she's about to eat it. I mean, it's a real pretty picture of her. So she gifted him that, and then Wendy eats very unusual combinations. She sent him caviar and Doritos, and he was like, I'm not big on caviar, and I'm really not big on Doritos, but he put it together and he put it in his mouth, and you could tell he didn't like it. It was awful. And he kept, he'd chew a little bit, and he goes, very interesting.
And he was
And she
saying you
always,
get all the flavors in this, all kinds
yeah.
of different unique flavors.
And that's what Miss Wendy was trying to share with him, was all the different flavors of everything. So Wendy, you keep being you, and you keep doing you, and don't worry about the naysayers, because the naysayers are always going to be around.
Yes, and we love it because it's funny and it's different, and I like it.
Yes. And then as we start our show with Ellen, we always like to wrap it up. And I love seeing Ellen at home, right?
I love it. It's so funny. It's even funnier at home because you have her sitting on the couch, a little chair there, and then outside behind is Andy, and he chimes in now and again. It's hilarious.
Well, she's still continuing to, support people, like we said earlier, with the $250 into people's Venmo account. And there was a young girl that completed her cancer treatment, and she was on her way home, and the people of the neighborhood had balloons and congratulations signs and all of that. And one of the nice things is that Ellen, she was going to go to, wasn't it April 1st? Excuse me, April
Yes, she was
1st, right?
April the
Was the
1st was
show
the
her
date.
mom and
Yes.
her had tickets?
They had got tickets for her
And
show and it was
unfortunately,
scheduled.
right. And unfortunately, due to the, shelter at home, that wasn't going to happen. So Ellen surprised the little girl, the 15-year-old girl. Her name is Coco. She's going to be able to come to one of the 12 days of giveaway. And then Ellen announced that Shutterfly was going to donate $25,000 in Coco's name to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, which is where she was on her way home from. So the good news is she's been home for a week, and she got her last test results, and she's cancer free. So
Hey, good for you,
yes,
Coco.
yes, very, very
So
good for
happy
you.
for you. That's really, really amazing, amazing news.
Yes, and we're so happy, happy, happy for you. And, Ellen, you just keep doing what you're doing. Rosetta and I are looking forward to coming and hanging out. We don't care what we get to do with you. We just want to hang out and be in your presence
But we've
because,
already won the all-in challenge of Ellen's.
yes, we
We're
have.
doing when she resumes her show and taping, we're there, Ellen.
Absolutely. We'll be there with bells on.
Yep, we will.
So once again, everyone, thank you. Thank you very, very much for hanging out with us.
Yep, we really appreciate that. We've talked about a lot. We love all our followers and subscribers. Keep doing that. Keep liking
Yes.
our chats, subscribing below, and hitting that bell notification. And we would love for any feedback. Email us
Yes.
anything you like. Nice, nice things.
Yes.
We want positive, nice
Everything
things.
in love.
Oh,
We are love girls.
yes, anything you want that's nice in regards to what we've discussed, or feedback, or things that you may want us to discuss in future topics. We would love to
Yes.
know. So thank you everyone again for tuning in to our weekly chats. And remember to always
Always
keep
Keep
smiling.
smiling.
Take care. Stay positive.
Bye.
Bye.